Hello, Unity Bay Area, Houston. 21 days of abundant living. Why did we choose 21 days? Because we've heard 21 days is when you change a habit. I've also heard 66 days. So maybe you'll want to replay these videos 3 times and then you'll actually have 63 days. Maybe I'll throw in 3 more. Me and Carol will throw in 3 more. But each day we're talking about the power of living an abundant life through using Unity teachings. And part of using Unity teachings is partly the law of attraction. It's partly all of what our new thinkers are knowing. And so we're living in an age where this way of teaching is very accepted, and that's great. Because it is difficult, it can be difficult to think thoughts even when our 5 senses tell us differently, isn't it? And when we only look at our 5 senses and we think thoughts that are related to those, we sometimes can get reality that is not what we want. I'm going to read from the book, The Principles and the Science of Getting Rich. To look upon the appearance of disease will produce in your mind more disease, won't it? I'm actually not reading, I'm sort of paraphrasing. To look upon the appearance of poverty will produce corresponding forms in your mind of more poverty, won't it? And to think health when surrounded by the appearance of disease, or to think abundance in the midst of poverty, requires power. And he or she, mainly she, since I'm the one speaking, she who acquires this power becomes a mastermind. Because we are finding the power of divine mind. Because anytime we take our thoughts and we join them with divine mind, we create form, we create substance. And I want to talk to you about someone who most of you have heard, especially right now, and I've actually talked to him in one of my talks, and I'm going to use some of that material. But this is a person who looked beyond the physical. He looked beyond, and he manifested, created, affirmed, changed his thoughts to create the reality he wanted. And I'm talking about Jose Altuve. And Jose Altuve, number one, he looked beyond the physical of his own body. How tall was he? I think he was 5'5" or something, 5'5". And he was competing to get a position on a baseball team from people who had 40 to 100 pounds more than him, and most of them were well over 6 feet tall when he went. And there were so many people that thought he could never make it. But this is how much he believed in himself. And this is an article I found, so I'm not sure how much of it is true. You may want to, but it may not all be true, but it has a lot of truth in it, doesn't it? And so in 2000, and what year did he try out? Well, he tried out to play in the Major League Baseball. And he was just told over and over again, you're just too small. And so he went past that, and he went to an Astros tryout, and they sent him home. He didn't even make it. And so he went back the next day thinking that nobody would recognize him. This is the best. This is what I love, you know. So he goes back the next day thinking nobody will recognize him, that he tried the day before. And there was somebody that saw him. And this guy's name was Coach Pedrique with the Houston Astros. And he ended up signing him for $15,000 in 2006. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. And we all know what a great baseball player he is. And in 5 years later, he signed a $150 million contract. I don't even know what he's making now. But he is a person that looked beyond the physical. He looked beyond his own physical. And that takes determination. That takes knowing your own power. Because once you become a co-creator with divine mind, you can call it divine mind, you can call it the one substance, you can call it God, you can call it the universe. But once you align your thoughts with one mind, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Now, when I say that, though, you have to look beyond what you consciously are thinking. And you have to look to your subconscious. Because if your affirmative prayers aren't happening, if your life is still not the way that you want it to be in some area, it's going to take work. It's going to take keeping those thoughts, those affirmative thoughts, believing in those thoughts, knowing that you should live an abundant life. And I do have to say, the number one way to live an abundant life is through the power of reciprocity. So as you serve others, and when I say serve, I mean serve where it makes your heart fill up with joy. When you're serving that way, you will receive all of the riches coming back to you. And there's a big difference in serving. There's a serving that our culture tells us to do. There's a serving that we think we should do. And then there's a serving that we just cannot stop ourselves from doing. So always remember, your thoughts create, because you are a co-creator with the universe. And you will know that your thoughts, your affirmative prayers are manifesting because they show up in your life. And I know right now at this minute, you can feel and know the truth of what I'm saying. So you have a great, whatever part of the day it is, and I or Kira will see you tomorrow. You take care. Namaste. I see the divine in you. Thank you.